Hi guys, this is Cool Toys, and what I have here on my table today is a value 2-pack of G.I. Joe versus Cobra. I believe this was either right before or after the G.I. Joe Spy Troops. I think this was actually before because this is packaged, I believe, in 2002, which makes this 23 years old. The year I am filming this video is 2025. Makes you feel kind of old that this is already 23 years old. It is vintage. And we will take a closer look. I'll zoom in here. These action figures are like the wider shoulder, like Power of the Forces, Star Wars figures. They have a wider frame, and I believe they do not use O-ring, but they were experimenting with making the action figures towards their 4-inch line later on in the future, where they moved away from using O-rings and just made them fully articulated action figures with no O-rings inside. Basically what we get nowadays. And right here in front of you, I do not remember if I purchased this at Toys R Us, maybe even KB Toys. There's no price tag sticker on this, and I'll show you later on. It does say that it is not for individual sale, so you had to buy it as a 2-pack. I don't remember how much I paid for it. Y'all can check what it was costing back in the day, but I probably bought it when it was on sale. And right here, these two action figures is Frostbite versus Neo Viper. Like I was saying, I don't know, like this was right before they started their Spy Troops, because Spy Troops was where you had a G.I. Joe that was pretending to be a Cobra and a Cobra that was pretending to be a G.I. Joe. But this was versus, and I think this was a really good idea because if you were a young kid, you were getting a G.I. Joe action figure, a good guy, and you were getting a Cobra action figure. Basically, that is a bad guy. So, good guy versus bad guy, G.I. Joe versus Cobra, Frostbite versus a Neo Viper. Frostbite is a cold weather action figure. And I guess this Neo Viper, they have him all in white as if he was in an Arctic scenario. So that is very good attention to detail, that at least they were paying attention to that during this Hasbro time in 2002. And down below, you have Snake Eyes versus Cobra Commander. In my mind, when I think of Snake Eyes versing anyone or fighting anyone, it would be Storm Shadow. Even though, later on in the line, you find out that Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes, they become friends for a while, because they realize that either, like, it was Zartan and Cobra Commander's idea to kill the headmaster. But it still would make more sense, at least during this time period, that Snake Eyes would be versing Storm Shadow, not Cobra Commander. If I think of anyone that would be fighting Cobra Commander, it would be Duke. A leader or someone in a senior or higher rank. Or someone like Sergeant Slaughter that would, be on the battlefield almost at all times. It's pretty neat that they did this 2-pack, value 2-pack, and it's extended like this. I've never seen anyone extend their toys in a package like this, especially with Hasbro. This would have taken up a lot of peg space, but it being a value pack, they're saying that, hey, you're saving more money buying it this way, buying 4 action figures for whatever price they were charging at the time. And the only problem with this is, I'll turn it around, there's basically nothing on the back here. They want you to open it to see the file card, but this is still mint and package sealed. And right here, sorry for the shaking. Let me put the camera down here for a minute. So it's by Hasbro, and it was from 2002, which makes this 23 years old. And it was still when they had their factory in Rhode Island, or at least the business partners and everyone from Hasbro was in Rhode Island. I believe they moved to, I don't know, Virginia or somewhere down south, Maryland rather. And it is a U.S. Patent Office. And here is the website. And here is the barcode if anyone needs that for any reason. So let me pause the video and we'll turn it back around. Stand by. So like I was saying before, that this is still mint and package sealed. There is like some tape at the bottom and the top where you would be able to remove these and look at the back. And I believe there were file cards, but I am not going to open it because I don't care for this style, uh, like Power to Force with the, wide shoulders, almost like He-Man bodies. I thought it was really strange at the time. I don't even know why I bought it. Maybe because it was really cheap. Um, in my mind, I'm trying to think back. I mean, it's 23 years ago. I probably paid like 10 or $12 for this value pack, and I probably just thought it was a good idea and let me check it out and see if they're any good. But I'm sure once I got it home, I looked at it and I was like, I just don't like the style of them. But maybe someone else does. I'm not trying to be so negative. If this is what you love and you like, hey, it's going to be for sale pretty soon or open to trade. That does say it has a comic book. This is comic book number 1 inside. In my last video, the packaging said that there was comic books. I don't remember if it said what number, but at least this one says this is the very first comic book that would be inside these Versus packs. So I guess that helps make this a little bit more valuable. Held on to it for all these years, and I think it's time to let it go for someone else who will appreciate it. So if you like this, please comment down below. Let me know. Other than that, this was Cool Toys. Please subscribe, comment, like, subscribe. Later.